Let's begin. Far away, in the land of talking animals, lived 3 orphaned pigs named Brownie, Pinky, and Max. The youngest pig, Brownie, was the color of mud. He was a very silly pig who rolled and played in mud puddles all day long. At the orphanage, Brownie was always scolded for playing instead of doing chores. The middle pig, Pinky, was pink and plump. She was a very greedy pig who liked to do nothing but eat. At the orphanage, Pinky always got scolded for eating too much and not sharing. The oldest pig, Max, was quiet but wise. He always completed his chores on time and helped other pigs when he could. At the orphanage, Max always was praised for being clever and kind. One day, the head pig announced to Brownie, Pinky, and Max that they had grown too old to live at the orphanage. "I have a plan," said Max. "Let's build a house together." Max pulled out a drawing and explained how they could work hard to build a house of bricks that would be cool in summer, stay warm during winter, and keep out Wicked Wolf. "Sounds like too much work," snorted Brownie. "I don't like the idea of sharing a house," Pinky whined. "Let's each build our own." Max shook his head sadly as his brother and sister each went their own ways to build a house. He rolled up his house plans and went to find a good spot to build his brick house. Brownie was the first pig to build his house. "It will be easiest to build a house of mud and straw," thought Brownie, and quickly put together his straw house. "Enough work," Brownie sighed. "Time to play." Pinky built her house next. "I will build my house of sticks," she decided, knowing she could finish a stick house in time for dinner. "Enough work," Piggy sighed. "Time to eat." Max searched for a long time before finding a perfect spot to build his house of bricks. He measured carefully and followed his plans. "Now I will be cool in summer, warm in winter, and safe from Wicked Wolf." Back at Brownie's house, someone was knocking. Silly pig, let me in," huffed Wicked Wolf. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted Brownie as he bolted the door. "Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house in," grinned Wicked Wolf. Sure enough, Wolf blew down the walls of straw with one blow. Just as Wicked Wolf was about to pounce on him, Brownie ran as fast as his little legs would take him to Pinky's house. Pinky let her brother in the house on one condition. "Don't eat my food," she ordered. Brownie nodded. Then she heard a knock. Greedy pig, let me in," huffed Wicked Wolf. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted Pinky as she bolted the door. "Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house in," grinned Wicked Wolf. Sure enough, it didn't take long before Wolf blew a hole in her wall big enough for him to jump in. Just as Wicked Wolf was about to eat them, the pigs ran out the door toward Max's house. Max led his brother and sister inside. Feeling safe, Brownie began to roll around on the floor, making a mess. Pinky looked greedily for something to eat. Max waited by the door, and soon they heard a knock. "3 pigs, 3 pigs, let me in," huffed Wicked Wolf. "Sure," answered Max. Brownie and Pinky froze in fear. Was Max going to let Wicked Wolf gobble them up for being messy and greedy? "Open the door or I'll blow your house in," shouted Wicked Wolf as he waited. "The door is stuck," lied Max. "If you want to eat us, you'll have to come down the chimney." Wicked Wolf licked his lips and climbed up the chimney. "Listen up," said Max. "If you don't help me out, we'll all be eaten." Brownie and Pinky stopped their foolishness. Brownie filled the kettle with water. Pinky lit a fire in the fireplace, and Max placed the kettle over the fire. When Wicked Wolf finally reached the top, he laughed, but when he slid down, his fur was scorched by the steaming hot water. "Eee!" Wicked Wolf scratched his way back up the chimney and ran away forever. After the wolf was gone, Max waved goodbye to his brother and sister. "I would invite you to stay for dinner, but you'd have to help make it, and share it nicely, and clean up after yourselves, and—" "Agreed!" shouted Brownie and Pinky. And from that day on, the 3 pigs lived, cleaned, shared, and stayed safe together in their perfect house of bricks.